Welcome back, impaired programmers, to another video. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the Dev Console. If you're a web developer, you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, of course, I use it every day. What are you talking about? But if you're not, maybe you haven't looked at it in some time, there's actually some pretty interesting and useful things you could do with it. And in this video, I'm even going to show you how to win Wordle in one guess every single time. But first, the most important part, to the drinking. What are we drinking today? Today we're drinking Armagnac. It's like cognac, but cheaper. It's a very cold winter day here in Boston, and this is a nice, warm, refreshing drink. Let's do a taste test. Very, very smooth. Instantly warms you up on first sip. Yeah, this is a good one. So while we're drinking that, let's take a look at some things you can look at in the Dev Console on Google Chrome. The New York Times games. Now, if you're anything like me, maybe you play the Wordle or the Mini every morning. Well, let's see if we can find anything interesting on this site looking at the Network tab. Now, don't worry, I'm doing this on January 4th, and this video is not going to go out anytime near then. So you can rest assured that this video will be spoiler-free in case you don't want to ruin the Wordle or the Mini answers for you. Now, if we go to the Wordle and hit play, and we take a look at our developer tools to see any information coming in over the network, remember, to get the good stuff, we're going to have to hit reload to see active network packets coming in. Well, we can see the Wordle logo coming in as a PNG. If we wanted to, I don't know, steal the Wordle logo perhaps for our own uses. What we're looking for here is anything that could give us a hint as to this puzzle. You can also get the Wordle logo as an SVG. Now this packet here is interesting because it's a JSON file, and JSONs usually have pretty interesting information. We can always look at the HTML files to see how the games are structured as a web page. If we look at any of these JS files, we're probably not going to see anything that interesting. But if we go back and find that JSON file, today's date as a JSON, we're going to see the solution right here. Relax, 5-letter word. And other information. This is Puzzle 865. Days since launch, 1295. And the editor, Tracy Bennett. You know, the editor information could actually be interesting if you start tracking who's editing which Wordle and seeing what the hard ones are and who the hard editors are and who the easy editors are. But look, simple as that, we got the solution to the Wordle. And I can go ahead and type in our solution here, which is relax, and get the Wordle in one. Now, you might say, is this cheating? No, of course it's not cheating. Now let's see if we can replicate this for any of the other games. Connections, for example, very difficult game. The goal of Connections is to create like groups of 4 based on the clues they give you. Let's see if we see a similar JSON file for Connections here. I see 2025 with today's date.json. And what we have here, we have the ID of the puzzle. We have the status. That could be a difficulty level. Today's status is okay. I don't know what that means, but maybe sometimes the puzzles are okay, sometimes they're hard. And not only do we have the answers, but we have the categories. So we know that ball, crumple, scrunch, and wad are going to create the category crush into a compact shape. Let's see if that's true. Ball, crumple, scrunch, and wad form up to create the category crunch into a compact shape. Our next category is fasteners, buckle, clip, hook, and snap. And just like that, we got all the answers to the connections. Let's take a look at the other games and see if they're as simple. the ever so popular New York Times mini crossword. Let's play without an account here. Now, the challenge with the crossword is that it's actually timed. And I don't know about you, I play on a leaderboard with some friends, always trying to beat each other's time. So we can pause the time here while we look for our JSON file. And I see another JSON file, so that piques my interest, mini.json. Oh, this is interesting. So the way the answers come in for the mini are in a grid system. So the first row, the way to read this is that the first row, the answers are C-U-B, cub. The clue is baby polar bear, C-U-B, cub. The next one, Arctic blank, big-eared critters in white winter coats, H-A-R-E-S, hares, H-A-R-E-S, hares. So this one might be a little more tricky than the other ones. Let's hit pause again. We can see the answers, but they're difficult to read. C-O-R-N, corn, C-O-B, corn cob is the next row. So you can, I think, actually playing this puzzle, you'd likely solve it faster than doing this method, unlike with Wordle, where you can get it in one. But with this method, I mean, going letter by letter, S-I-S, sis, it's a timed puzzle, so it's not saving you any time. Here are the clues without the answers, so you can see the clues. You could create a Chrome extension that loads the mini.json file and grinds through the mini. Actually, that could be a good project. Creating a bot that finds this JSON file, types in the answers, and gets a really good time, and seeing if you could beat that bot. Maybe I'll make a video about doing that. Now we get to the down clues, attributes. This is a large JSON file. And here we can see that the editor is Sam Ezersky, which, we don't need to look at the network for that. And it's subcategory 2. That must be an internal categorization they use at the New York Times. I don't know what it means. Maybe it's about the difficulty of the puzzle. Free puzzle is true. Don't have to pay for it. Let's see strands. Strands is a word search type of game. So if I go in and I say, I don't know, cons, I get a point, but it's not an answer. Sound, I know, happens to be an answer. That's how you see. I know because I played it this morning. Here we go, date.json. Look at this. Okay, so what do we have here? Theme words. These are the words that you need to get in order to get the blue ones. We see sound already. Punishment, pride, prejudice, fury, and crime. Now, the theme is literary couples. So obviously Pride and Prejudice, crime and punishment, sound and fury. So prejudice. There it is. And we see the board unpred. That's the first row right here, unpred. OSDSIT, OSDSIT. So this is how they're passing in the information for how the board should be constructed. Here, we have an array of all the solutions possible. This is crazy. In alphabetical order, it seems. Boyo is a solution. Boyo. Seedy. I don't even know what this word means. Seedy. Where is it? Seedy. There's definitely more than I would have found. Now, actually, something about the game Strands that I don't like, I play this game every morning, is that I get hint after hint after hint. The hints are these solution words that don't necessarily fit the theme, but I actually want to track how many solutions have I gotten. The game doesn't track that anywhere, so I can get Romeo and I don't know, it doesn't add to my total. I don't know how many are left. So this is actually a really good Chrome extension as well. Coming up with brilliant Chrome extension ideas for you guys here is that to take this array and count every time you get a clue, count that against the array. So 1, it keeps tally of all the clues you get, and 2, it tells you how many you have left. That's kind of genius. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of them in this tiny little word search. Neuroid. Nuke. Like, do they come up with these on their own, do you think? Or do they have some kind of algorithm that determines it based on the grid? I have no idea. Wow, there are so many. Does anyone go through and whittle these down? I mean, I guess that's the job of an editor. Okay, here we have the coordinates. They called this array, fittingly, theme coords. So we have the coordinates, the clue crime. We have a letter at 2, 0. Let's say this is 0, 0. So we go down 2 and across 0. Now we go down 2 and across 1. Now we go down 2 and across 2. Then we go down 3 and across 1. And lastly, we go down 3 and across 0. And there's our word crime. So this is probably also a really slow way to play the puzzle. If you do this for every single word. Yeah. Oh, spanogram coords. So the spanogram is the theme word of the puzzle. It's probably faster to look at the theme words and try to find them on the board. And here's the spanogram as well. So you can find the spanogram. Well, that's a fun one. We did manage to find the answers for the Mini, the Wordle, Strands, and Connections, which in my opinion are the 4 best New York Times games anyway. So there you have it. I recommend just going on your favorite puzzle games and clicking around the network console. Maybe they also send all the answers over the network completely unencrypted so that anybody can look at them and win the puzzle. We can talk more about if it's cheating later. Let me know down in the comments if you think it's cheating to beat the Wordle in 1 by hacking it this way. It's a way to impress. It's a party trick. It's a party trick. You can get a week of getting the Wordle in 1 and show it off to your friends. It does ruin the fun of the puzzle, but it's a puzzle in and of itself to be able to look at the network tab and find the answers like this. So hey. Well, what'd you guys think of my hack for the New York Times games? I don't think it's cheating. I don't think it's cheating, especially with the Mini, because it's timed. You're just going to play it anyway, and the Wordle's a fun party trick. So let me know what you thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've been enjoying my content. If you haven't, let me know in the comments and we can fight about it. Subscribe to my Substack weekly newsletter. I'll leave the link in the description. And as always, happy coding. Happy drinking.